Alright, we're back with another episode of the Dream Build series. Alright, so this is about where we left off with the frame ride wrap. That's settled over the last couple days. There was a few little bubbles, but I was managed to work them out with a bit of heat. Alright, so in this video I want to get the front of the bike pretty much all situated with the headset, fork and stem. The front end I'm going with the CDSL forks. So this frame set ended up coming with forks and a seat post, so this is the forks that it came with, super light. Alright, so this bike is still looking so fresh, and we've pretty much just got to install this headset, so we need to take out that bolt, figure out how to do the rest. This frame does have internal cable routing, so I think it does go through the headset. Probably going to have to put all the headset and everything in, and then when I route the rear brake I'll just have to undo it, route the brake, and then do that headset. Alright, so I believe this is everything we need for the headset. We got our spacers, the top cap. This is to lock the headset from knocking into the top tube if you go a bit too far. We do have our bearings here, another part of that assembly, and then the star nut to go on top. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is pretty much do like a dry mock-up without any grease, just to see how much of the steer tube I need to cut off. Pretty much my first time doing anything like this, so kind of just going to take my time. So top bearing goes in, and this is a little keeper for it. Just doing everything up gently because I'm going to go back over it. Now in terms of the fork, we need to put this right down the bottom, and our bearing goes on. Alright, hopefully you can see now. This one goes down. It's one of the locking. And then if we do up this one here, it should hold the whole headset together. Alright, and to go with the forks, I got a bar and stem combo. So it's going to be super sick. Got the super lightweight Gabel one piece. Look at this. So this is what's going to be going on top. So I'm going to have to trim it down because I want the top to look nice and flush. Alright, let's get this sorted. This is our stack that's going to be going on top of the bearing. So I'll just put that aside because we're going to be using that very shortly. You get a few goodies with this one. Get another set of top cap. Good backup, I guess. Here's the bolts. And then you do also get a Garmin mount. And this Garmin mount just mounts on. There's a little hole at the front here, and then this will mount on. And then I'll just put the Garmin on top. Alright, it looks pretty simple. Just pretty much insert those. And then it's already got some thread locker on it, so should be all good. Just gonna do these up lightly. Alright, now that that's sorted, we'll carry on. Alright, on top of that we put our cover. This is where the internal brake will come out as well. But I'm just roughly putting this on. I'm going to be running a couple spacers, so I'll chuck those in. And then we put our handlebar on. Oh man, it's gonna look sick with how slam that is. Alright, so we've done our quick mock-up, we got the fork on, and then pretty much just running the 1.5 spacer. So we pretty much need to cut this full stack, which is a little bit intimidating, but this is kind of where I want to be running handlebars, just super low, but it's gonna look so sick. Alright, so I need to mark it and then we'll get to cutting. Alright, so I'm just going to scratch around here. Might take a measurement as well. Alright. So that's about as much as I'm cutting off. Alright, now I'll just undo it all, and then we're going to cut the fork. Alright, let's get cutting. You can kind of see the little mark that I put on it. Not really in camera though. Alright, so that's all cut now. Just need to clean up the edge. Alright, now I've got all this cut, I'm gonna take this one back out. So I take this bearing back out, I'm gonna grease everything and then torque this one down. That's gonna be step one. Kind of might just spread it around. Same with on the bearing. Kind of just want a generous amount of grease. Make sure nothing starts creaking or anything. Alright, and then set that one in. So that's it, doesn't need much. Alright, so now we've got to do the rest of it. So I'll put this one down. Alright, so we just set up the handlebars and the headset looks super clean, pretty much. Gonna just have one cable running through as well. Just gonna run the 2 space at the bottom. If I want to drop it down, I can always put that up top. Looks super sleek on the front. The forks are all sorted. I'm not gonna torque anything down because this is gonna be coming off again. I route the rear brake cable all the way through. It does exit out of here, I think on this side, because it's going to be running up here, so we'll do that in the next video. But I hope you guys liked this video, made it a little bit shorter, and then just gonna keep banging out these episodes. So hope you guys like this content and stay tuned for more.